The duplication bug that was on Bloom SMP narrowly ruined the server economy, but it got patched. A huge save of the server economy. My name's Slinky, and boy, guys, we have a lot to talk about on this video. We have a duplication glitch that we accidentally found, and a player by the name of Calcaroots actually straight up saved the server economy. Many people, there was nobody that knew about it except for Cal, who had accidentally found it and doing the right thing had alerted staff. That's like one of the best things you could ever do, guys, is, you find something and you go let staff know about it. They do something. I think Bloom has some of the best staff, honestly, when it comes to multiplayer servers. Guys, you guys know this. I want to explain a little bit beforehand of how the dupe worked, how long we've had the dupe, and just saying, this is the first actual dupe that everyone could have done on Bloom SMP. And I will say, guys, the way that it was explained is actually, I have to link a video. Calcaroots actually did a video of the glitch itself, the bug itself. But it actually has something to do with the server host, not the server owner, but the server host itself. And that's Nodecraft. Nodecraft actually had this bug happen, but Cal actually has a good explanation of how it works. And while I know how these work, I actually had no idea how this worked to begin with, because you find bugs, glitches, and duplication bugs, and you're just like, what the heck? How's this work? So this is like not word for word, but I'm gonna like somewhat paraphrase, and it has something to do with server restarts. Before we get even more into that, is this server actually does have server restarts, guys, and that is just so that cache can get removed from the server of that day. So in a 24-hour period, players log on, log off, and cache is then gained, right? So you have all this cache that's being gained through players logging in and out, and that that puts a lot of memory on, or it puts a lot of stress on the memory. Well, due to how the restart actually works, and that is, if players had put their inventory into e-chests or into regular chests, it even worked with minecart chests. That's impressive, honestly. And that comes down to how the rollback. There was actually a rollback with. I have to explain more. We had a natural rollback happen. And that's awesome, right? But the problem with rollbacks is it actually doesn't remove world data. World data is when you put, I gotta give an example of putting, let's say, golden carrots, let's say 2 stacks of golden carrots into a chest or a minecart chest, because the duplication bug was this way. Well, because of that, the world data, so the data is then saved. So there's a value of that data. And I have no problem with that. Well, the problem with this is restarts remove player data. And that's good, but restarts don't remove world data. So it's technically cache that the server doesn't remove. So just like something that you like put down, let's say you put like, I have to think. I don't have an example off the top of my head. Let's say you put the 2 stacks of golden carrots into a chest, or into this chest or minecart chest. Well, there's a specific data value that goes with those items, and the world data doesn't get removed, so that items actually don't get deleted. And that's a great thing actually for a code. This is again, this is very deep code that I'm explaining, guys, so don't worry if you don't understand it. Well, this kind of because there is a very, very small rollback on reset to where you were previously logged off at, and let's say you don't log back on, the items are there on the world data. They're there still. That's why the items duplicate. So we have this little rollback that happens. Let's say it's 10 minutes before the server reset, and that's, at my time it's whatever it is. It's your time, it's a specific time zone. The world data doesn't get deleted, and that's fine, but the rollback then happens, and that's what's causing the dupes to happen. Well, because this is how this duplication bug was happening, you could have gotten hundreds of thousands of items, and let's say it's a double chest, you could get thousands of items in shulker boxes. You could get thousands of items in shulker boxes, double chests, minecart chests, and you could have duplicated. You could duplicate infinite amounts of items. That's a problem actually, because that player did not gain those items legally. They didn't grind for them, and some players like to dupe, some players don't. I'm not a duper. I don't want to dupe guys. But because of how that works, you had this duplication bug. Well, staff had no idea this happened, right? Nobody knew about this dupe at all, except for like staff members, which I think there's like 15 to 20 of them. You have Cal, and I actually asked Cal in private about how this works. This is actual information from him. Yeah, and that's what he pretty much was explaining to me. Yeah, that's impressive, guys. And you could have duplicated netherite items, you could duplicate tridents, you could duplicate other items, rare items that are very hard to come by on Bloom to begin with, including what are they called? Like we have mods with player heads. They even worked, the duplication bug even worked with mods. So you have this whole, and some players have some extremely rare items on this server, including player heads, and several other things that are very, very difficult to come by, and that's coming from me. Well, now I will say this got patched, and this is a fantastic patch. And I love that the staff were very quick on this, by the way, guys. Like, we gotta really appreciate what the server owner Milu did, and how fast they got this. In 48 hours, guys, they already patched it. So amazing how that worked, honestly. Amazing how that worked, and that's fantastic. I love that. I love that the server staff like do a great job. People don't talk about the back end, and this is the great thing about me knowing some back end stuff for you guys, so that I can help explain. So with this happening, we actually had to have a rollback happen, and so if there were players that had duplicated items, they don't dupe anymore. So good job. Like, we gotta really do a shout out to staff, honestly. So shout out to you guys on staff for doing this, because yeah, these kind of bugs are actually they eliminate server economies like very quickly. So good job to staff on getting this done very quickly, getting everyone notified. I appreciate that people watch my videos. Thank you guys. But like, we gotta give a real shout out to the staff. And honestly, Cal, the Cal Caroots, dude. Like, I know players might not understand why this was so relevant, and some players might, but thank you for finding this glitch, dude. Thank you for finding this bug that could have absolutely destroyed the server. So Cal saved Bloom SMP, guys. Like, he saved the server economy very quickly, and we wouldn't have these kind of videos without him. So guys, we really gotta appreciate what Cal has done. So thank you, Cal, for finding this, and thank you guys for watching this video. Again, this is some back end stuff that like a lot of people might not know, and maybe some don't care, but hey, I love the back end stuff. I love the very technical side of the game. I've gotten to know a lot more of the technical side of the game, so these are the kinds of videos I love to make personally. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was very different from my normal videos, and so yeah, this is the first duplication bug that was ever found on Bloom SMP. My name's I'm a Slinky. Have a good one, everybody.